Oh my God, it's gonna be horrible, isn't it? It's not. It's gonna be amazing. Um, right. So, welcome to the episode 12 of my regular updates on how I am going about building a hair growth mask called the Hair Fuel, the brand and everything that comes around it. So, I started doing it 7 months ago. Now that it's end of July, actually 8 months ago now, and I'm here. I'm basically a week away from a crowdfunding campaign going live, and I think on this point, I'm a little bit beyond this point of being stressed out about it. It's more like, yeah, it's the thing that is on my list. So I think I need to put it on my list, on my to-do list. Like, yeah, make sure campaign goes live, all aligned, and it makes sense. I'm just going to close the door. It's a bit loud in here. Right. So just to give a recap of what is it that I've done since the last update, which was 3 weeks ago. I went to New York to shoot a crowdfunding video, and those who have kind of followed my updates on Facebook, I did Facebook Live, that things have gone wrong in terms of not the video shoot itself, but rather when I landed in New York, I found out that the accommodation that I have arranged is no longer for the next 2 weeks. So I had to navigate that, and that was less than 24 hours before the shoot. So that has definitely been dramatic, but at the same time, it kind of also distracted me from all the stress before the shoot. So in a way, it kind of took the pressure off in a weird way. But I navigated it, and I showed the crowdfunding video the following day after I landed, and that has gone well. I'm waiting to receive a second cut of the video, but provided my feedback points and notes last week when it arrived, the first draft. So I'm going to see what kind of amazing job they did, I'm sure. I kind of also had to let go of the video being perfect because it won't be. It will just have to be good. So let's see. Another reason why I went to New York, in the well, one of the other main reasons is that I met a bunch of editors of magazines. So in some names included the Hearst Women Group, those who own Good Housekeeping, Prevention, and Cosmopolitan. So it's kind of like the umbrella group for those magazines. I've met Well and Good. It's the magazine I kind of have a little bit of a crush on. They have a lot of goodness in terms of self-love and things like that. So I met them, and it was like a PR day that I went around with my publicist Shem, and it was a really interesting experience because I didn't have to do anything other than show up and talk about the product. She was carrying the product, she was arranging the cabs and meetings and things. I just had to show up, and all I had to do is just to be myself and talk about what I've done, and how the hair fuel works. So it's been an incredible experience. Just the day kind of being whisked around all over Manhattan, and then that felt a little bit glamorous, I would say. I also, right before leaving to New York, I shot a tutorial video, and some of the shots from that video are going to be featured in the crowdfunding campaign. And I think some of you will know the person that she's featuring in the crowdfunding video. And no, it's not me. So I'm just gonna keep it once to the point once the crowdfunding video goes live. Another thing is that I have worked out which rewards I'm going to offer people who would like to back the Hair Fuel crowdfunding campaign. The main thing is going to be the subscription bundle, the different ones, the 3, 6, and 12 months. That's the main one. And also like little bits. I decided I'm not gonna go over like t-shirts and swag like that because I think there's enough t-shirts in this world, so I don't need to offer it as part of the rewards. But there's like those little things, like social media shout outs and things like that, and some fun things like naming a character as well. But the main thing is, of course, the product itself that I'm making. I'm making it a feature thing. Another thing, I've changed the website, and I have so about 2 weeks ago, no, week about 2 weeks ago, there was a milestone where the website has hit more than 1,000. It just went over 1,000 monthly active users, which is fantastic. I've kind of been kind of slowly chipping away at it and writing blog posts and doing SEO myself, and suddenly I can see like a hockey stick going up and up and up. So I just have to keep up and continue doing what I do. Clearly, it's working. And also on the back of it, in the past week or so, the subscribers list have also been growing. And these are not from the people that I know. I mean, some people I do know, but majority of it, like 90% of the people I've never met before, and they're subscribing for the wait list for their crowdfunding, which is incredible and amazing metrics to see. And then one last thing is that I've started receiving consumer video reviews, so those from the trials, and seeing their personal story. There are some young moms, there are people who struggle with the hair growth for years, and reading their emails and seeing their videos is just such an incredible experience, because I really see that the hair fuel works for them, and having those personal stories and personal gratitudes from them is just so, it means so much. I cannot, I mean, it keeps me going. I kind of, I intersperse it. I watch it every other day, and just remind myself that this is what I'm doing this for, to bring this type of value to people who have struggled, who want to have more beautiful hair, to young moms, with people with other hair related issues. And it's just so, it really does help me go through this experience. Uh, for sure. Right. To-do list. To-do list for the next week, because I'm 1 week away from the crowdfunding campaign, that goes live on 5th of August. Is the crowdfunding, finish the crowdfunding page design. So making sure that the story flows, making sure that the rewards have like feature images and graphics and things like that. I would love to be able to finish a blog post that I've been writing for the past month, because I just didn't have time, but let's see if I can manage it in the meantime. With 1 week to go, so I've had like different questions people asking me. So with 1 week to go, if you want the product, make sure you subscribe via the wait list on the website, because the private access link is going to be available about 2 to 3 days before 5th of August, so 2nd or 3rd of August. It's going to be sent out privately, because there's a limited amount of the product that's going to be available at a discount and with early shipping. So if you want to get your hands on that, or if you know your friends who might want to get on board with that, make sure they're subscribed. Make sure you subscribe. But on the other thing is, what I really appreciate is when the campaign goes live, please, please, please share in your network if you feel so inclined. I mean, feel free not to if you hate it. Completely, totally fine. But I hope you love it. um, yeah, so please share it in your networks, Facebooks, I don't know, Instagram. We're on Instagram as well. LinkedIn as well is a great place to. I'm definitely going to do a LinkedIn update, something that I've been definitely neglecting in the past few months for sure. And Another thing, so what's been happening in the past few weeks is that a few people have actually approached me in relation to investment, which is very exciting. And it's actually something that is going to be on my to-do list this month. So as the crowdfunding envelops, I'm also going to be working on the pitch deck. So one of the rewards is going to be quite special, is going to be an invite to be considered uh, to be an investor as part of the family and friends seed round, which is going to happen in the near future for sure. So that's a big one on my to-do list. Not before the crowdfunding campaign, but rather as the crowdfunding campaign goes, I'm going to be working out the pitch deck basically. So yes, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this update. It's definitely not the end of the journey for sure. I think I definitely feel that the real work is just about to begin. Right. Thank you.